You already know who it is. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. I purposely had to record this one on the beach. I had to walk over to the beach and record this one because at the moment, we are just a few days away from the Move Swiftly podcast debuting its 400th episode. 400 episodes. And listen, most podcasts don't make it to 17 episodes, much less 400, because it's a lifestyle. It's the content and the things that I'm putting out there, the three pillars that I always talk about: teamwork, motivation, and dealing with rejection. All right. So it got me thinking about when I first had the idea, when I first had simply the idea to start a podcast. This was before the books. This was before I went to the Tony Robbins event. This was like probably a year before COVID. So there was a whole lot different in my life. My mindset was completely different, right? But here's what sparked the idea to start a podcast, all right? I remember at the time I was a dedicated, loyal member to this gym named Rise Nation, a gym that is no longer in business, but it's called Rise Nation Miami. And I was, like I said, I was a committed climber. I didn't even know what listen, I was a committed climber, not because I was necessarily excited about being on a Versa climber. I didn't even know what the fuck a Versa climber was, to be honest with you. I just knew that they were like former heat dancers and motherfucking fitness instructors. They're hot, fine as hell. And I figured, hey, look, I'm a trainer myself. Might as well kill two birds with one stone, get in shape, do our thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there was one, I won't put her name out there. There was one that I was like obsessed with, right? And I mean, just to give you a visual picture Mariah Carey and J-Lo dressed up as a fitness instructor. Like, hell yes, right? Hell yes. And it wasn't only that, but if I was to put her name out, if you were to Google my name and Google her name and listen and read the reviews about how we are as trainers, the motivation and all that kind of stuff, it will feel like you're reading about the exact same people. So there was a lot of synergy, both professionally, romantically, physically. There was just a lot of opportunity there, right? So here's what happened. Long story short, she got a boyfriend that she didn't tell me about. She didn't tell me who the boyfriend was, purposely, in my opinion. She didn't tell me who the boyfriend was. And long story short, because I made her so uncomfortable, I had to stop coming, or I was advised to stop coming to a gym that I pay my membership for, because I make her and her boyfriend, or not her boyfriend, but according to her, I make her uncomfortable. And here's what's even more egregious about the whole thing is the fact that the boyfriend was actually a member at the gym. There were fucking times in which me and him would be talking to her. Me and him would be actually the only guys in the motherfucking gym. And at no point did this dude come to me or privy me up and sort of, most guys meet a woman and they want to tell another dude, or, they want to kind of chop it up or let another dude know, or whatever the case may be, but anyway, we won't talk about that. Anyway, what it boiled down to, here's where I want to take you when it comes to this rant, when it comes to today's Move Swiftly thought. All right, there was a member at 9 round. There's a member at 9 round. We called her Primetime. I don't like to put real names out there, but Primetime, by the way, we do have to get you on the Move Swiftly podcast at some point. Have not forgot about you. We gotta get you on the show. Congrats on the wedding and all that good stuff. Happy for you. Tell my guy I said congrats, right? So, but anyway, Primetime was like my source. Primetime was the one I would go to for relationship advice and stuff like that. She was former sorority. She in shape. She kind of understood the whole South Florida, Miami dating scene. It was really giving me some concrete advice. Listen. Because she was actually one of the ones I told about starting the podcast too, right? So I'll never forget. The reason it's making me laugh is because I can't believe it's like going right back to that place, right? So it was like round two. And she had knocked out her abs. And then this is what she says to me. She goes, "Hey, more fish in the sea." More fish in the sea. And let me tell you, from that point, just think about it. Let's just kind of bring everything full circle now, all right? Now, the podcast that I was going to start with this girl is reaching 400 episodes, while the gym that I met her at, that she was the lead trainer at, is no longer in business. I'm telling you, sometimes rejection can hurt. Sometimes it can feel like God is punishing you, but the truth is, God is protecting you. Remember what I'm telling you right now. Remember what I'm telling you. People's rejection is God's protection. God is saying, look, these people aren't connected to me, so I'm going to keep you away from him, and you just keep following me, and you don't got to worry about punishing the people for the wrongs that they do. God's on that. You just keep focusing on your truth. And I'll close you out with this. I'll close you out with this image, all right? Because the last time I saw her, it was a workout at Rise Nation. It was like probably a couple months after the little bit had opened up after COVID or whatever. And the last time I remember seeing her, it was a workout at Rise Nation is when they were open, like I said, and I was on the Versa Climber, and her boyfriend were right behind me, and as always, I actually crushed the workout. And as I left, I kind of caught her eyes, and it was her and her boyfriend looking at me as I walked away, and you could already feel it. You could already feel it on them. Look, I done fucked up. This ain't gonna be the last of it. Now, her and her punk ass boyfriend get to Google Aswand Cruickshank and see exactly what happened. See exactly what they've been missing out. And think about it that too. As men, as someone who is as talented as she is, now her opportunities, or certain business opportunities, aren't afforded to her because a punk ass boyfriend doesn't have the balls to be happy for someone, or to approach another man and just, get to know the deal or figure out what the situation is. That's all I got to say about that situation. Remember, main website to check out to dive deeper into all this. And I have, by the way, when it comes to this, I have done full episodes on this very subject. It's titled, I believe it's titled Dealing with Rejection. There's tons of episodes I've done on the rejection and how, this whole thing kind of came about. So it's very, very important that if you haven't yet, make sure you're catching up on all the episodes, because there's no stopping, there's no end in sight. I still am just scratching the surface when it comes to all the work I'm doing, all right? Like I said, main website, makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.